So before I joined the organization, our hiring process wasn't streamlined or formalized. It was done through reference and local level recruiting. I cannot say that we have been able to introduce campus recruitment in a very strong way, but we are moving in that direction. So it's being done through agencies, it's being done through references, and we shall move very shortly into campus recruitment in a big way. I would have to say that campus recruitment would, in my opinion, be the most effective tool. I myself was a product of campus recruitment in my days after graduation. So I would say that it's a good start for youngsters, and it's not just about recruitment. I would say that during the course of their education, if they are able to imbibe in them a good sense of looking for internships and training during the summers or during the course of their programs, that can help them in a big way moving forward. The ability to think on their feet. I think there is a serious lack of people's ability to think. They are all being sort of factory fitted for employment in education centers today. They are being given the bare basics for them to be able to land a job, but they are not being given training to actually sustain a job or to actually do well in it. So I think there is a serious lack in our education system, and also the people, as the report rightly suggested, that 38% of them are unemployable. I would say that amongst the interviews that I've conducted for personnel to be joining my organization, I would say that 70% were unemployable between the people that I've interviewed so far. So there is a serious lack in the short-term versus the long-term view that a person takes towards his career. I think people are job seekers, they're not people who are profile builders. They may want to land employment, but I don't see them as people who want to build a career necessarily. So I think there is a big gap in that. So we are using a multi-dimensional technique to try and build skills amongst the people that join us. Right at the start, we are wanting a buddy system. So a person is attached to the new joinee and they show them the ropes. So there is hand-holding of sorts that takes place right towards the beginning. We introduce, because we are channel partners of Tata Motors, so we encourage a lot of trainings we conducted through the OEM for the new joinee in the line of business that that person has been attached in. So we emphasize on those training programs we conducted through Tata Motors, which are more informal in nature to begin with. That is interaction with persons who have been dealing in that area. But we also emphasize that certain set training programs that Tata Motors organizes on a regular basis are made available to these people. And we also use external agencies for other basic requirements for training that we feel will help develop the skills of these people. I would say that people are not being able to hire freshers is because the view that and the attitude with which a lot of freshers are coming up into the marketplace, it's very short term. It's about a job. It's not about careers. People are not taking up jobs based on their career aspirations or their interest they're taking up jobs because I think that is what people are supposed to be doing after receiving a certain kind of education. So that although India is very entrepreneurial in its sort of attitude, everybody sort of is a part-time business owner in some ways or the other. But I've seen that in organizations, when a person is doing a job, they completely cut out that entrepreneurial instinct in them, and which is a big minus, I would say. So yes, there are inefficiencies in the marketplace also, which are contributing towards low fresher recruitment. But I would have to say that it is a deeper problem. I think the education system needs to evolve to be able to help people land better jobs. I think it shouldn't. I'm someone who's on the other side of the fence. I think that the more you try and tell people that you need to learn these aspects so that you can land a job are the wrong things to do, because you need to allow them to start thinking on their feet. Our education system is built around mugging up answers to certain texts, and that's where passing and failing and marks come into play. However, it needs to be more sort of analytical. The tests need to, basically test out whether the individual has understood the concept, the basic factor on which all these other permutation combinations exist. So our tests don't do that, and I'm fortunate enough that I've seen education both in India and outside, and that's the real difference that I can really point out to, that the education out there is testing what you understand of a concept and principle, and how you can apply it in a situation rather than defining or writing what that principle is. So if I would say that corporates start giving a cheat sheet on what they require in an individual, it will kill individual sort of processes that a person can bring. It will just be very robotic in nature. So I don't think that is the right way to go about it. So I can share my own journey, because I won't be able to talk much about how corporates function, because my experience is very limited. I did not study the subject that I'm currently working in. I graduated with a degree in law, and that was an area that was of most interest to me. That helped me get an overall understanding of basic concepts that surround us in society, and I thought that was a very, very good education to have, because it sort of introduced me to concepts which were more universal, whether it was sociology, whether it was psychology, whether it was business. You were exposed to a multifaceted area. I was able to work my way through college. I was doing an internship, which was a permanent internship during college days as well, and not just limited it to a summer internship. So that helped me learn a lot more about what I was learning in school versus how it is sort of applied practically. And I think that was the most valuable thing that happened to me. Thereafter, I then pursued higher education, and I was working for law firms. And it allowed me to understand the needs of an employee, what I as an employee wanted from my managers. And today the roles are reversed. I'm supposed to be managing people, and that's helped me understand what the person really wants and expects from an organization. But unfortunately, I would say that the people are not looking at jobs as careers. They're looking at jobs as just jobs, and that's a very short-term view on life. I would say that the mismatch between the candidate's abilities and the employer's requirements are both there, because one, the employer's requirements are not well defined themselves. They don't know what they're looking for. And I don't see it as a sort of simple answer, because it's something that every organization and every post needs to organically understand what is really required in a person. The mismatch between the candidate's abilities and the candidate's expectations, as I said, has to also do with finding those individuals who are truly motivated and driven, and which you can never get in a mass recruitment drive. But I see no other way, for recruitment to be able to flush out that one individual from amongst the many. So I think world over, mass recruitment is the way how recruitment is happening, but it is a lengthy process, and it should be a continuous process. So you shouldn't be recruiting only when you have a vacancy. You should be interviewing constantly for positions that would be filled up already and very well filled up, so that you're able to understand the kind of people who are available in the marketplace to keep up with the pace. I think recruitment should be a constant process. I think Mera Job has been instrumental in our recruitment process thus far. They have helped us overcome a lot of issues that we were facing initially, where it was a blanket statement that you can't find good manpower. So Mera Job has definitely helped us bring about that pool, or give us access to a pool of people who we are now starting to interview and find that yes, there is a pool of people available. It's just that we weren't looking in the right place initially. So it has given us that confidence that any restructuring or reorganization happening for any company or organization it can be done. You just have to look in the right place. Many. Mera Job could differentiate itself from other purely recruitment-based agencies, and I know that it's slightly utopian to ask someone whose interest is derived from having a person fit into the organization and getting paid for making that match. However, Mera Job could go a long way in becoming an institution where rounds of interviews are done and candidates are pre-screened to a slightly higher level, which can save organizations a lot of time and energy. Secondly, they could help in hand-holding the candidate once he joins the organization, if they fundamentally believe that the organization or the channel partner that they are working with is a good organization and is wanting benefits for the employee, and not just be sort of matchmakers. They should be the people who can guide and counsel the employees or the personnel that they help put into the organization, to ensure that they have a longer tenure with an organization, because recruitment agencies are dime a dozen. Using sort of technology is just something that differentiates Mera Job from perhaps the other recruitment agencies, but it then still remains within the recruitment agency realm. What it needs to do, it needs to be employment solution, which would really help, in my opinion. Thank you.